I am glad to welcome you to the channel Auto Problems. Today we will talk about the problems and weak points of the 4th generation BMW X5. We will start with the power units. First, let's look at the 2-liter diesel engine B47D20. The engine is basic. The price of a car with this engine was the lowest. Respectively, there will be the largest number of such cars. It is built on the basis of the old engine N47. A special turbine with variable geometry is used here. It is due to this that the power is revealed in the entire range of crankshaft speed. But such a complex nuance has consequences in the long term. The crankshaft pulley needs replacing after 100,000 kilometers. The problem is that it is made using rubber, which cracks by this point, and it can break. The intake manifold swirl flaps often fail. Since the unit is diesel, it is natural that this causes soot to form, which eventually clogs the intake manifold, and the flaps jam. Another problem is the timing chain. Since it is single row and quite thin, it stretches quickly, before it has traveled 120,000 kilometers. You will know about this thanks to the noise when the engine is running. Otherwise, it is a pretty good unit. Of course, as with any BMW, everything depends very much on the driving style. The manufacturer states that this engine has a service life of 200,000 kilometers, but, as a rule, it lasts all 400,000. Next on the list is the 3-liter diesel B57D30. Cars with this unit are an order of magnitude more expensive, but there are far fewer problems with it. Of the common problems with the 2-liter diesel, there is only the crankshaft pulley, which also has a resource of about 100,000 kilometers, and it is advisable to replace it before it completely fails. But the timing chain here can easily go 250,000 kilometers. But again, it all depends on the driving style, because for some it lasts 150,000. This engine is the most reliable in the lineup, not only among diesels but also among all units. So you can and should buy it if you are targeting the 4th generation X5. Next, we move on to the petrol variants. The most common of them is the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder engine with the index B58B30. Often there are videos where they say that this generation of BMW petrol engines is much more reliable and even better than the diesel versions. And if you can still agree with the first, then the second is clearly invented only so that people order more cars from the United States. It is quite possible that these engines are not as problematic as before, but they are still far from the diesel versions. For example, increased oil consumption on this 3-liter unit is a regular occurrence. Most complaints on the internet are related to a decrease in the coolant level, often helped by replacing the expansion tank cap. There is a breakdown of the cylinder head gaskets. This is a fairly thermally loaded engine,